Hi there, this is Alan Voivod from Epiphanies Inc., and I'm here with our good friend, Jae-ann Rock. Jae-ann is the principal at SunStream Consulting Group, and can you hear me all right?
A little more louder.
Okay, we are at Vineyards Restaurant in, what are we, Belmont? Or something? Yeah, anyway. And we've been having a wonderful conversation over lunch, and there was something that Jae-ann was talking about in regard to sales, and we just had to capture it. So I'm going to just try and recreate at least a little bit of what we were saying before, and get us off on the right foot. So the gist of what it was that, sales is, on the one hand, you being an expert in it, you say like, anyone could learn how to do it on the one hand, but personally it's not, my specialty at all, and it's not something that comes naturally to me. So, I asked the question, well, what's the magic behind it? And you said something that was really like unexpected for me. So, lay it on me.
Let's just go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're selling something that's truly of value, you shouldn't ever actually have to sell anything. It should be something that, if there's a need for it, you simply understand then what the client's pain is around that area, and then explain how your service or product offering can help resolve that pain. This comes from many years ago, having been trained as an educator, and getting my master's in education taught me that it's all about conveying information. Mm-hmm. And when I tripped into sales, I always said, well, I'm not a salesperson, I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher who's just happened to fall into the sales career. And then what I learned was that I could actually use my skills as an educator by helping to explain and educate people about solutions that help them. And then over the course of the past 20 years, being, I guess now what is a salesperson, not a teacher, I've come to realize that there is a very clear and evident need that folks have, and if you have a product or service that's able to meet that need, then there's a perfect opportunity to have a conversation, educate them about what you offer, and there should be a natural opportunity to sell to them. But it's not actually, you don't have to sell anything. It's creating the discussion around the pain. What pain do you resolve for them based on your product or service? Do they experience that pain? And then it comes down to your ability to open a dialogue, develop probing questions that help expose that person's pain or need in that area, and then you can then open the discussion about how you resolve that by educating them.
And this is what I love, because this is almost like Zen to me somehow. I mean, it's like, it's the application of a sales process that really isn't a sales process. I mean, it's not, and like you said, it's not about selling at all. It's about developing a relationship with people more than anything. And I think that, just for me at least, and I think a lot of people who approach sales and approach the word sell as a very icky, like, four-letter word, that actually delivers a level of comfort to me, where if I can think that, well, all I have to do is just talk about what I'm really trying to help people with, and I can make money that way, then heck, that's all I need to do.
Well, and you'll read, there are all kinds of buzzwords about it. The biggest one over the last 10 years is consultative selling, which sounds kind of complicated, but it's not. What they're trying to do is say, act as a consultant, which means find out what your customer needs, find out what their hot buttons are, where are they having difficulties in their business, what does their week look like, what does their day look like, when they go to bed at night, what keeps them up. Mm-hmm. And through this consultative process, as they call it, you can find out exactly where you have the best opportunity of helping them with their business. And if you always look at it from the perspective of you're trying to help them improve their business in some fashion, mm-hmm. whether you're selling a product that helps you pick, pack, and ship an order, mm-hmm. Or whether you are providing some sort of intangible consulting services, there is an opportunity at every point for you to ask questions, the probing questions that through a natural discourse will lead you to understand what is that person's current reality. where are they having difficulties in their business, and that will open the door for you to then explain how you can help them.
Okay. And now, just two small clarifying questions for everybody watching. For the business owner who knows that he or she needs to make a sale, if you will, and knows that in our current economic situation, needs to bring business in the door fast. Do you find the consultative sales process to take longer than what somebody who wants to just go directly into a sale? Does it take longer? And I guess the other question is it more effective?
Excellent question. It can take a little bit longer, but if it's done right, in the end what you end up with is a prospect who's wanting to buy from you. If you go in too quickly, your name could end up associated with kind of a pushy person, pushy salesperson that they don't want to do business with. But if you do it right, if you develop, even if there's just a couple of little extra steps in there, whether it's sending an email with some sort of value-added article or information, or giving them a phone call and then following up with an email, just to have kind of a multi-pronged approach, first of all, not only makes more impression on them about who you are and your business name, but also helps them develop a feeling of value and trust. And trust is the key in the sales process that we've all heard about. For thousands of years, there have been salespeople trying to develop trust with their prospects.
Right.
And one of the best ways to do that is to give a little bit of information away for free, a little bit of knowledge that may help them, and then they come to trust you and they'll turn to you when they need to buy your services. But it may take a little bit longer, but it doesn't need to take months and months longer. I recently had a client who said, I appreciate that you typically follow this consultative process. However, I'm not selling a complicated long-term solution. I'm selling the equivalent of a drill. So he said, I don't think I need all these thought leadership pieces and articles and all these steps in the process. And I said, you're right, you probably don't need such a heavy and complicated sales process. But what you do need is an opportunity when you call on a client and they say, well, I'm not really ready today, sounds interesting, but give me a call back in a few weeks, or touch base in a few weeks. In the meantime, you'll have something that you can deliver to them to remind them of who you are. Gee, it was great to talk with you. Saw an article, or have this article that I think would be of value for you. And giving them that extra little touch in between time and the value contained therein. And that helps build that trust so that when they do decide to buy at that elusive time of need, they'll hopefully think of you.
And what you said earlier too, I mean, and this is what we talk about also, is that more and more of these things, these touches, can be not only automated but presented from a genuine place, not as a salesy place. I mean, this is you develop good user-generated, user-friendly, target-specific content, and you share that because you love what you do and because your goal is to help people solve their problems.
Absolutely.
Then it's more natural, and you can hand off a lot of the system of sharing that knowledge, either to other people or to the online tools that are available.
And it doesn't necessarily even have to be a piece that you create. You could do some quick research on that particular industry and attach an article that just says, I'm not sure if you saw this article, Jim. I read this and I thought of you and thought it might help you with your business. Just that extra little touch, and whether he reads the article or not is inconsequential, really. It's just the matter of isn't that nice? They thought of me and provided me with this extra little tidbit. So.
Great. Thank you so much for going on camera with us to do this. This is Jae-ann Rock, the principal of the SunStream Group, online at www.sunstreamgroup.com, and we'll put a link to that on the blog when we put the video up on the blog. Behind the camera is my co-owner and business partner, Lonnie Voivod.
Hello.
And I am Alan Voivod, co-owner and content lover of Epiphanies Inc. Find us online at ahayourself.com. Thank you very much, and have a great day.